A vision of Christ in a half-eaten candy bar? Talk about my sweet Lord, the Immaculate Confection, next on the Six at Cast.
The other day, I don't know, and I was like, "Wait, you don't like mac and cheese?" It was like a kid too.
Are they like not American?
Yeah, it was
communists.
a kid. I was like, "What?"
On this day of Thursday, February 6th, 2020, there's people in America that don't like mac and cheese.
It's a new age.
Because I remember when I was a kid, there was a period when I didn't like mac and cheese, but it was because I was eating the mac and cheese out of like those $1 boxes. And you have to help it along. I mean, it's cheap. It is. It's like the bottom of the barrel type of boxes, but you got to add like milk to it or something to help it along.
Oh, don't judge me. Those are the ones I bought.
No, but that's totally fine, because what you do is you help it along. You add a little bit of milk, but like as a kid growing up, I didn't do that. I'm literally following the instructions on the box, and it doesn't say, "Hey, add a little bit of butter," or "Hey, add just a smidge of milk." Like
what does it say? What do you do?
It's literally just water, powder, noodles. That's it. So then when you get it, it gets kind of clumpy and it has a tendency to dry out really quickly.
Oh, okay.
And I never, for the longest time, could not figure out, why is my mac and cheese, like if I don't eat it in the first 10 minutes, it's going to be dry. And then it gets real lumpy and it's, ugh.
$1 box is taking you more than 10 minutes. That's...
Well, I'm also a kid.
Okay.
And then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to get the type of mac and cheese that has the foil baggie that comes with it, where the cheese is like creamy and you just kind of squeeze it in, because that's always like the best.
I have no idea. I have no experience in this.
Have you ever made mac and cheese?
I've made mac and cheese, but from the box, like a big box for a big serving.
Yeah.
And like Kraft or whatever. What's the main one?
Kraft mac and cheese.
Okay.
Yeah.
Once.
Okay, so what I'm talking about is a step down from that.
Microwave cheese.
Yeah, it would be like $1, because like the Kraft ones, the blue boxes that are real simple, those are like $1.50. Okay. The ones that I'm talking about are like 75-90 cents.
Dude,
like they're even worse.
That probably tastes really good though.
If you treat it right, yeah. But the box doesn't tell you.
Who taught you the butter thing and the milk thing? A girl?
Yeah. And I was like, oh, that makes much more sense. You have to help it along. It needs more moisture because obviously it's drying out. But oh my God, these are just it's some of the trials that Fat Nick had to grow up with.
It's the stuff we accept. That's like, this is fine. This is perfectly fine. But then
like my mom will make it, and I'm just like, how come my mac and cheese doesn't come out like hers? What the fuck am I doing wrong?
Right. We are savages. We're fine. Like the bare minimum is okay, and we're looked down upon by those who know what the
Well,
we're like, oh, you poor soul.
In the time that we've been gone, the Super Bowl came and went. Did you manage to watch any of it?
I did. I contacted you to, see if you could help me out with your football expertise, but you were unavailable.
I was available, but I put my phone, like as soon as we got to your brother's, I like put my phone down and just,
yeah.
I got your messages like 3.5 hours late.
Yeah.
When I looked, I was like, oh, damn.
I texted you and I texted my buddy Edgar, and he came through. He was telling me, man, it's pretty tight. Told me about the defense. Told me about that. I was like, I think I'm gonna go with the Chiefs.
Did you win money?
I did.
How much money? Is it okay?
Yeah.
Okay. It was more than 50?
No, it was just 50. No,
oh, okay, 50. Cool.
I couldn't. Right now, I can't bet more. I should have. I should have done 100. 100 would have been,
Yeah.
But 50, my stomach already hurt,
And for a while, you were just like, fuck, I'm 10 points down.
But you saw that game. Wow.
Yeah. Sarah, for someone who doesn't like his football nearly as much as me, and you were kind of waiting for the season to end, did you at least enjoy the final game?
I did.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I told Nick I wanted to try to get back into liking football.
Right, so at one point you didn't, then you liked it, and then you fell out of love again. Oh, okay.
So whoever I was with, I learned to adapt. That's how I got into soccer. But then going to someone else that didn't really care about sports, I was thinking, okay,
at
cool.
all.
I get to take a break.
Yeah.
But we got into art more and stuff like that.
Oh,
and then of course now with you, I get the best of both worlds, but I have to get reintroduced again. So when we first started dating, I didn't care. It was the end of the season, pretty much.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then it came back around. It didn't seem like it dragged so long. I don't know what it was, but for some reason this time I was thinking, oh, it'll be fine. It'll be just like last time. I got this. But then I'm just thinking, oh my God. It's like, how many Sundays is this going to be?
Sunday.
Man. So then, of course, December comes around. I'm introduced to my training that I'm doing. But I was like, it just came down to, I miss spending time with Nizkis because would do nothing on a Sunday. Nothing. Even if a game started at fucking 2:00. He's like, nope, I'm waiting. Like, goodness forbid we go wake up early and go fucking do something. Nope. So it was just... I might as well be single for the time that
for
football's
Sunday.
on.
For the 17 weeks that the season's here. For the exception of the bye week when the Eagles are off. Usually, okay, so
It agitated me so much.
Here is the difference between the season when we started seeing each other to now. A season ago, I didn't watch as much football. I mean, I watched football, but I couldn't watch all the football that I wanted because we didn't have a Fire Stick. Now that we do, I'm able to watch at least the Red Zone channel like all day long, and that's the main thing. If I didn't have the Fire Stick, I'd be like, cool, I want to watch the game at 3:00. I don't want to watch a Texans game. Like, I just don't care enough to watch them. And so that was my workaround. I'm like, oh, I have a Fire Stick. I could watch everything else except the Texans.
Everybody else is more entertaining.
I don't know. I just got so tired of seeing the Texans play, and I want to see other teams play. Yeah, for like the first 8 years of their existence, they were losers, and I didn't. What happens is when the home team plays for your city, whatever network, like they air on CBS, that means Fox cannot air a game head to head with them at the time that the Texans are playing at home. Mm-hmm. If the Texans are playing at noon and they're away, Fox can air another game, and I will always watch that other game. So with a Fire Stick, I could just avoid all of that nonsense and watch whatever the hell I want, So that was like, oh, the Texans are playing. I can watch the games at 3. Sarah, do you want to go out? We'll leave at 10, come back at 2. And that was it.
Great. So a luxury we decide to pick just so we can avoid having a cable bill.
Yes.
I still get fucked.
That's just it. Yeah. You really dug yourself into a hole unknowingly. And I can tell you with...
Well, then don't be upset if it's accidentally broken one of these days.
I wake up and I'm like, all right, first Sunday of the new year, let's go. Ooh, ooh. And I go to the Fire Stick in the TV. I was like, wait, where's the Fire Stick? What? And you're like, Nick, it fell in the sink and I don't know how it happened. It got totally wet.
No, it fell in the fireplace.
The fake
fire. And it went up. It went up real quick. And I'm just like, you broke my Fire Stick on purpose.
I had to save the house. I had to.
It was the house or the Fire Stick.
That's what it was.
So, but now the XFL's about to start, so you're still gonna watch the first season.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna watch.
Well, so am I.
At
Everybody
least
is.
The first 3 or 4 weeks. Like I'm gonna give this a try. I really tried the last time. If it's just not good, then I just won't. I mean, now we have YouTube, so I could either watch the games and highlights after the fact, like I was with the Alliance of American Football. Mm-hmm. I can do that with the XFL.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. It's a totally different world now.
It's a convenience, yeah.
It is. I'm like, Sarah, do you really want to go? I could record it and just watch it at my leisure or something.
Yeah.
It is, but I do want to watch the XFL.
Watch it on your nice phone at work.
On my lunches, I'm just speeding through. Did you guys like the halftime show?
I did. I haven't heard anybody complain, but I haven't really asked a lot of people because I feel everybody finds something wrong with the halftime show nowadays. Nick, but this one, I don't know. Are you about to complain about their butts? I mean, what are you
about their
say?
butts? No.
Okay, because they shook their butts really nicely.
They did. They shook it a lot. Sarah, did you enjoy the halftime show?
I did. My brother was saying we haven't had a good halftime show since Prince, and that was insulting to me because Lady Gaga just performed beautifully 2 years ago.
Hasn't only
How
been...
could you forget?
Oh, she did. She was at 41. That's right. It was like 3 years ago. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. We are going through a stretch of artists that dance more than actually like play instruments. I like watching the halftime shows when it was like the Rolling Stones, Bruce Springsteen, The Who, those guys. I liked because it was real simple. They just had a stage surrounded by fans, and it was the band, and all the focus was on that little stage. Now it's every star that comes out: J-Lo, Beyonce, Lady Gaga, Shakira. They all have like 80 dancers with them, and it feels like it's just way too much because it's supposed to be like on them, and I get it. This is the style of show that they put on for their fans, and I just kind of wish that it was simpler. Just give us a band that performs instruments and just, plug them up. Because you run into this thing of, are they actually singing? And I know Lady Gaga really was, because that is like her whole thing. But I don't know if Beyonce really sang throughout her whole thing. And I really don't think that J-Lo and Shakira sang through their whole thing because they're too busy dancing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, they all had sound checks.
Yeah.
And even your beloved instrument players probably did too.
Well, I know they had sound checks, but you could hear it like when they fuck up playing, like, and they miss a note, you could hear it because they're playing it live. But if someone fucks up in like a performance like what Beyonce does, she's playing with like an audio track of her singing behind her. So if she messes up live, it's protected by that audio track that's playing along with her.
Yeah. The mic's down, bro, because otherwise you'd hear...
And you know what? If they just dialed back the dancing, they wouldn't get so winded.
Yeah. Somebody who said that, I think Usher said, Usher was like, you either choose to dance or you choose to sing.
Yeah.
He's like, when I'm going to dance crazy, I'm not singing.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. And I don't know. That's just the only thing that I want. But if they were to go back to like bands, what bands exist
relevant
today? Yeah, what bands are relevant? I mean, they could get like Green Day and throw them out there, but like I guess they would want like a younger band or something. But
Pepsi just wants relevance.
In this day and age, there aren't actual bands that stick around for like more than 10 years, right? Because every time a band gets hot, one of them wants to go do their own thing, and they just kind of separate and splinter off.
Are you talking about One Direction?
I'm talking about like even the Jonas Brothers, like.
But
the Jonas Brothers would have been like the closest thing, but then of course one of them was like, I want to go do my own thing, and then they just kind of fell apart.
But they're back together and better than ever.
So they could
potentially
next year do this.
Yeah, with someone else.
Yeah, if they don't break up between now and then.
Then, well, yeah, I'm not gonna say anything.
Because in this internet era, 1 year can feel like 5 years if you're doing whatever it is that they do.
They break up, but One Direction comes back together.
Then just give us Backstreet Boys.
They are 20 years.
They sing and dance too. Shit.
Mm-hmm. They do sing and dance. Yeah.
Actually sing.
Yeah. Did you guys enjoy the commercials? Was there any commercials that stood out?
That Snickers one was stupid.
Which one?
The Snickers.
Well, I need a little bit more.
There was more than one?
I thought it was just the one, honey.
What happened in it?
That big old Snickers bar gets dumped into the little crater of the earth, and...
Oh, well, that wasn't one that stuck with me, clearly. That's not one of the ones that I was like...
Well, it was stupid.
So it stuck with me.
Because I remember the crater and something falling in, but I don't remember it being a Snickers commercial. But yeah, they dropped it.
And then the people dancing, and then Sam Elliott's mustache. That stuck with everyone.
Oh, wow.
No, that was a different...
I don't remember what that commercial was even advertised. Do you know what she's talking about?
Nope.
That was Doritos.
It was Sam Elliott was like in the Wild West, and there was like some other guy dancing opposite him, and Sam Elliott's mustache did the wave, and then Sam Elliott started like dancing, and it was pretty funny. It was really good.
I saw The Quiet Place. That's what keeps coming to mind is The Quiet Place 2. I saw the trailer, but I can't really remember other ones.
Okay, so. The first one that stuck out to me was the Google commercial of Google remembering stuff.
Sweet.
It was helping that older gentleman remember his wife. We're assuming that she's deceased or something, and we can also assume that he's up there in age. And a friend of mine at work said he's probably got Alzheimer's, so he's trying to remember his wife, and Google is showing him pictures of his wife. And he was like, "You remember how much she, like when she would laugh so hard, she would snort." And stuff like that. I'm like, and it was a really hard commercial to watch. And then it was immediately followed up by the commercial that had Ric Flair wooing or something. And you're trying to recover from like almost crying, and you see Ric Flair wearing like a robe with shorts on, and I'm just like, good God.
What was he saying? What was he promoting? I forget.
I don't even remember what they were promoting.
Yeah.
I want to say it was like another potato chip, maybe.
It was something, and he was like, take this one or remember this one or something. I don't know.
Yeah. What about Jason Momoa when he comes home and relaxes? Did you see that one?
Funny.
Did not see it. No.
That's Jason Momoa.
That was funny.
He comes home and he's like, when you're in your home and you can just let your guard down and just be you. That's what I do when I go home. And like he came home and like he took off his clothes and jacket or whatever, and then he takes his arm and yanks it off. and there's like a real skinny arm underneath, and then he takes off the other skinny arm, and then he took off his torso, and he's like really, really skinny. He's just like this runt of a dude.
So he's a little guy.
He's a little pathetic, puny guy, but he's Jason Momoa. And then at the very end of the commercial, he was like trying to bench only the bar, and he couldn't do it.
Oh
and
my
God. His little female trainer, and she's like, you can do it, and he goes, take the bar, and she grabs it with one arm, and he goes, thank you.
That was great.
It was such a stupid, funny commercial. Yeah.
I didn't see it, and for those of you who didn't see it, Nick did a good job. I mean, I pictured it.
Yeah. What were you? Were you hosting?
I was not hosting. I was shopping with the boys for some clothes.
What?
Yeah, so I got back for the halftime show. It was recording, you know.
Oh, okay.
So I got back for the halftime show, rewinded it, skipped through whatever, and then watched the rest of it live.
Oh, okay. So you eventually got your fill. You just wanted to see if you won $50.
Yes. Yep. We actually made the bet after the game started, but they were tied. Or I was down, and he was like, you want to bet? Like he was in an advantage, but he wasn't really at an advantage. He was just kind of like, look, now's the time if we're going to do it. Yeah. And he's like, $20. I said, okay, cool. And then like 10 minutes later, I was like, let's do 50, bro. My stomach doesn't hurt yet. He's like, okay. So we did 50, and then of course that's when yeah.
Man, I don't even know the last time was I bet on the Super Bowl.
Who would you have bet on? I don't even. Would you still be honest?
I think I would have gone with the Chiefs. Something was telling me like if I was to bet, go with the Chiefs. I don't know, and good thing I did, man. That 49ers coach really blew it.
You think it was the coach's fault?
Oh yeah, watching the 49ers play in that game, it didn't feel like I was watching the same team that played and beat the Packers. Like, it just felt like they stopped doing what brought them to the Super Bowl.
What?
And I don't understand, like, why apparently their running game was working for them through the postseason and all the regular season, and then they get to the Super Bowl and they're throwing a bunch of passes. And
that get intercepted.
And the Chiefs have a good pass defense, so it's like, why don't you do what you did all season? Run. I don't know what it was. They just didn't feel like they went into, like, the second half ready to put their feet on the throat of the Chiefs.
But the Chiefs did.
But the Chiefs were like, we're fighting down from behind like we have done the whole tournament, and we're just going to do it again. And it just didn't seem like the Niners tried to stop them.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know. Okay, so how are the kids?
They're doing good. A little bit less shy, but they wanted to do soccer, so I had to fill out the physical form and get involved with that, take them to the doctor. We went shopping. Quite a few things. Talked to a counselor. You know that they have this not an app, but like a online thing where you log in and you can see their grades almost up to date day by day, and you can see attendance and you can see everything online.
Oh, okay. So it's like a virtual report card.
Yeah.
Up to date every day.
I was sitting in the V building. She gave me my login. She's like, this is the parent login. This is yours. And then I looked at the ID thing for my username, and I was like, this number seems familiar. And she's like, oh, yeah, it's random. And I was like, no, this is my school ID. And she's like, oh, did you go to school here? And I was like, yeah. And then she's like, huh, okay. And I looked, and I was like, yeah, this is my school ID.
It gave you your old school ID?
Yes, when I was younger, well, when my parents filled out my paperwork for me to be legal here,
okay,
my dad didn't know what middle name was, so he just thought, in Mexico, your name is your first name, your middle name, your dad's last name, and your mom's last name. 4 names.
Oh, okay.
Here, it's just first name, middle name, last name, whichever one it is, right? And so he thought that it was like, okay, so I know his last name is my name, so he put Vargas, and then my name is Manuel, and I don't have a middle name, so he's like, that's probably mom. So my name forever was Manuel Silva Vargas. So my middle name was S. Yeah. And so, but when I did the paperwork for citizenship through the passport, I took all that off. So I'm just Manuel Vargas. The kid's mom's name is Maria del Carmen Guadalupe Quiros de Zavala.
It's too much.
It is too much. My God. Sarah, do you want to update us on your eBay drama and all that?
He's still a jerk. I'm assuming it's a he.
What was the username again? Nerf Herder?
Nerf Herder -7.
Not to be confused with Nerf Herder 654321.
Yeah. So we seem to have we may have got it resolved now. It was in her It was
in my cart.
Yeah. So like she would look at her thing and it's like, you have a product in your cart. And then when you click it, it'd be like, you have to pay for this. And she was like, I want to make that go away. Mm-hmm. And so we had to get hold of eBay and they walked us through some stuff. So it's gone, but she still has a notification of you have one unpaid item.
Yeah. Pay now.
And this is one pending bad review.
Oh my God. Eventually, they messaged back because she had asked them, I think once again, to like try to get rid of that. Like, hey, can you really take it down, undo this so we can just like all go our separate ways?
I mean, I said it very rudely, but yeah.
But, when it's dragged out for a week, I think, you could leave courtesy at the door because it's like, dude, I don't want to keep messing with you. I don't want to keep being reminded of you.
I'm assuming it's a he, y'all. So.
Sarah's like, this was after
because
I said send dick pics.
Ew. I just feel like how this person was speaking to me was very much a man. That's probably being very sexist of me. But being in the relationships I was in the past, it reminded me of those kind of habits.
Yeah.
So, of course, I want to relate it to a male in that I was dealing with that toxic energy.
Yeah.
So they said, I've already done what I could on my end after you've been difficult. So if anything, you need to contact eBay and don't contact me again.
You're being a real D.
Yeah.
And so I had told Sarah, I said, it kind of feels like this person could be they're being bitter. It feels like because she was able to find a workaround to the product that this person's trying to upcharge at a fraction of the price. And even if they don't know how much you spent, because they don't really need to know the ins and outs of the whole story. They just need to know I found it for a lot cheaper. And you need to emphasize like a fraction of the price that you're charging is what I found it for. And so now they're not charging $125 anymore. They're only charging $100, but they're gauging on what they're looking on, probably Amazon. And on Amazon, it's ranging, the same movie is ranging from like $120 to like $300. So it's a very broad window, and it's like, oh, I'm going to charge you less. I'm going to charge $100 and I'm going to go on eBay. And then on eBay, if you look for the same product, there's like a $50 difference of where he is to where the maximum is. Mm-hmm. I don't know. There doesn't seem to be like a true trend of where this movie should be. It's always just like really high spikes of drastic prices. And I told Sarah, I said, this movie is probably, it should, if he really wants to sell this product and if he's stuck with it, sell it for $60.
Because if it was only $12 at the time, if that, for Blu-ray back in 2012, you're already making money, you dickweed. So like just, if you want to sell it so badly, then just get rid of it. Either way, you're making a profit.
I don't understand. And if this person's like a real Godzilla fan, they wouldn't want to get rid of it. Like a real Godzilla fan would, if they had this movie on Blu-ray, would covet it and be like, why would I get rid of this? When was the last time either of you saw any of the Scream movies?
It's been the 90s.
Wow. So you never even got to 4?
No.
No?
No. Oh, I told you. I didn't even know. Oh, wait. There's Scream 1, 2, 3, and then there's a 4? Or is that where it's like Scream like you've never screamed before?
No.
Or what is it called?
Scream 4.
It's just Scream 4?
Yeah.
Where am I getting Scream like you've never screamed before?
Because that's probably what was on the poster. I don't know.
No. You said it was a different title. It was something like that. It was like...
No. Those were the 2 documentary movies that are on this Blu-ray set that I have.
Oh, but what are they called?
It's like Scream, The Untold Story or The True Story, and then another one, it's like Scream...
Like you're hollering.
Something like that. I don't know what it was.
Oh, okay.
I have this box set of Blu-rays that has the original trilogy and then 2 90-minute documentaries on there. And I wanted to go and watch those, and I kept getting sidetracked, so I didn't watch those. But I did watch all 4 movies. Sarah, do you remember what Scream was about?
A babysitter, right? Someone house sitting? And some stalker creep was calling from inside the house?
No.
Okay. I saw the parodies. I don't really know.
I was like, that is a scary movie for sure.
And that is also When a Stranger Calls, especially when the call was coming inside the house.
It's coming from inside the house. Yep.
So the beginning of Scream features Drew Barrymore. Like, I don't know if she's at home. This is her home. And she
wonder I didn't watch it.
And she gets killed by Ghostface. And that's supposed to be the big thing, because at the time, Drew Barrymore was like a big deal. And they were taking a page out of Psycho. Introduce a big star, kill her in the first 10 minutes, and then the audience is going to be like, what is happening? And, okay, so Nev Campbell plays a girl named Sydney. And
Sydney or Cindy?
Sid. S-I-D. Like Psycho Sid.
I'm with Scary Movie.
Yeah. And I'm still not entirely sure what the big deal is with Sid's mom. Like, all of this craziness revolves around her mom. And my main takeaway after watching 4 of these is, your mom's a slut. Okay, so the killer in Scream 1, his dad slept with Sid's mom, broke the young man's family, and so now he has a grudge against Sydney and her family. So he kills her mom, like the year before the movie starts. All right, so Sydney's mom's dead, and then a year later he wants to kill Sydney. Like, it's Sydney's fault, and like their whole thing was, you took my family away, and it's like, well, Sydney didn't. Her mom,
that the guy behind the mask or no?
Yeah, like like him and a buddy like wanted to take revenge, and it's like, well, Sydney had really nothing to do with it. Like, her family got messed up too. You know, her parent cheated, and your parent cheated too, but somehow it was always Sydney's fault. And I guess they were just jealous because her mom was like a movie star. Anyway, we go to second movie, and the big twist is that, like, in the second movie, there's a killer and then like someone helping him. Mm-hmm. The person helping that young man killer in the second one is the mother of the original killer from the first movie.
Oh wow!
So it's like their whole family is just like,
I could see how she'd be pissed. Yeah.
I mean, I could see how, but really, like, go kill people.
Scream 2, is that the one where Rio de Janeiro is the code or the
what?
The right answer?
What are you talking about?
Oh wait, I think I'm thinking of I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Okay, I don't know what that.
Never mind. Take this out.
Oh my god! And then Scream 3 is it's real meta. They're like making movies called Stab about the actual events of Scream and all that stuff. And 3 and 4, I don't really retain a whole lot of what was going on, but in part 4, it turns out that one of the killers was Sydney's cousin, because she was jealous and she wanted to be famous, so she started killing with another accomplice and it still came back to like Sydney's mom. And I was like, god damn it, like, can't y'all just like move on from this? Like, okay, they cheated, it sucks, 2 families got broken up, a lot of people died along the way, can we just move on to something else?
No.
No. Also, these movies cheat with the killer. Okay? So I was willing to give them the benefit of the doubt a lot of the times of where Ghostface just like seemed to magically appear. And at the end of the movie, you're like, oh, there's 2 of them. Okay, that kind of answers some of these questions. Sense. But there are 2 cases where I'm just like, nope, you cheated. One of them was, there was a guy on a hood of a car. Sydney and her friend and they're in the back. They're in a cop car. So there's like that mesh fence between the seats. So Ghostface is driving the car and he crashes, kills the person on the hood. Ghostface is unconscious, and Sydney and her friend climb out of the car and they run away. Sydney turns around and she goes, I have to know who he is. She runs back to the car. Ghostface is, of course, gone. And I'm like, okay, he's gone. That's weird. And they cut back to her friend down at the end of the street, standing by a construction yard. And Ghostface comes out from behind this pallet of wood and kills her friend. And I was like, nope, you fucking cheated. Because of the way the car is and the way these girls were standing, they would have seen you get out of the car or heard you. And you ran, I'm guessing, around the building. Because if they're here and there's a building here and there's a car here, Ghostface couldn't have, like, it was an open area. They would have seen him.
They would have seen him.
I'm assuming Ghostface ran around the whole block.
To where they couldn't see him, but that's too long for them to...
Yeah, like, not enough time had passed. And I'm thinking, you also had a lot of faith that her friend was not going to follow Sydney to the car. And you know what? You fucking cheated. Like, you did. And then another one was...
I hate movies that cheat.
It was Dewey and Monica from Friends. I forget what she played in this movie. But anyway, Monica and Dewey were in, like, this... college area, and you know how like some of those rooms are, they have like the little stage and like the rising seats, and then at the very top was like an audio booth. They saw from down there Ghostface in one of these booths. So Officer Dewey goes upstairs to check on there, and he's like, I don't see where he is. And then he looks down at Monica and he goes, behind you, and fucking Ghostface is behind the desk that was down there. Like, they were literally just in front of the desk, and I was like, you fucking cheated.
Yeah.
Because there's like,
it's impossible.
No way that they did this.
It's funny because I guess I haven't seen those movies. All I've seen is Scary Movie, and so I can. Yeah. Sydney is Cindy.
Oh, okay.
Dewey is Doofy.
Yeah.
So I keep every time you're saying something, all I keep thinking is Scary Movie.
Oh my god! I would like to see Scary Movie again to see how they handled Scream. I'm sure it was ridiculous.
The thing about the mom being a slut. Oh, the police
they talk about that?
Yeah.
Oh my god. See, it's been years since I've even seen that, and I just couldn't believe that.
They're in high school, right? The kids are supposed to be in high school, Sydney and stuff.
Yeah.
It's not college, so they bring her into like the police station, and then in front of Sydney, they're like, wait, isn't she the mom of yeah, you know. And then the other guy's like, yeah, the Mrs. And they keep doing gestures, and they just keep nodding, like, yeah, little miss. And they just keep going and going. And then they're like, anyway, Cindy.
We got nothing. You got to go.
Yeah. Like, they could have done that anyway.
Sarah? I'm actually shocked that you didn't wake up. Like, of all the bullshit that I watch, you shockingly did not wake up for any of Scream. At least I don't think you did.
I haven't woken up for any of your movies.
Except for that one time that Chucky was having sex in one of his movies.
Of all things.
I felt so small when that happened.
You should.
I did. I was genuinely
gross.
ashamed. I was like, of all things.
I mean, it's okay to see two humans because, I mean, all right.
It happens in
movies.
I
thought you were actually legit watching a porn. I was thinking, what kind of conversation am I about to have with him?
But then I see starting with the balls on this guy.
Yeah. And then I see Chucky and what's her name?
Tiffany.
Yeah. I'm just like, oh, it's this. Okay.
I'm sorry that you had to see that.
Golly. I think there was another time the sex scene was on and I woke up.
Yeah. It is strange that you have a tendency to, like, when I'm watching a horror movie and you're just laying on the couch, I'm thinking, okay, I could sense a sex scene coming. Like, if I had been watching Wishmaster 4 over here, I guarantee you would have woken up for tits or boobs or something, because that was the one that had the most sex in the whole franchise. Mm-hmm. And I thought it's a good thing I'm watching it over here in this room while you were watching TV over here, because I thought I would feel dirty if Sarah woke up to this. Like, she'd be like, what the fuck are you watching? Like, what is this warlock and this beautiful man running around with a blouse that's too big for him, and now these people are fucking, and I'm just like, it's too much to explain. I'm just not.
I think that's why you might like horror movies, because there's always going to be some kind of nudity or sex in it.
No, shockingly, no. That is not what I watch horror movies for.
For the sex?
I hope for my horror movies to be a little bit...
that might have started that way, because you were, a pubescent little boy.
I'm a kid. I was watching It's Alive 3. There was a boob in there.
Oh,
that's how it started.
That boob.
That boob. It was a nice boob.
Yeah, admittedly, as a kid, I was like, ooh, is this movie going to have a sex scene and blah, blah, blah. I'm a little kid. I'm like less than 10. That's what kids, I would be like, oh yeah, I remember Predator 2.
Less than 10.
There's a sex scene, but then the whole crew gets mutilated. But yeah, there's a sex scene in Predator 2.
Less than 10? You're thinking of sex, or
well, like, I'm not. Nudity? I'm fascinated by what's going on. Like, I understand gore and monsters killing humans and all that, but then like two humans are like hot and heavy, and oh my god, and it's just like, what is happening?
Huh.
You're shell shocked at such a young age. Maybe I'm 12. I don't know.
You had to be, because I okay, what was the first movie you saw in the movie theater?
Oh my god, I couldn't even tell you. I don't know.
But you were a kid.
I was a kid. I mean, I could tell you, I saw the Power Rangers, the whole Lion King.
No, that was we were older. Come on. No.
My earliest movie as a kid.
That was 93?
I was with my parents watching the Lion King on the big screen.
Was that 93?
I don't know.
Bro, what a childhood.
Yeah. It was like a trade-off. It's like, okay, we'll take Nick to go see The Lion King. And then my parents were like, we also need to go see Jurassic Park. And I remember being terrified watching Jurassic Park with my parents.
Bro, it's to this day. I mean, it's a good movie.
It is a great movie.
And as a kid, I can just imagine, like, oh my
And it was all the T-Rex. Like,
Yeah.
obviously. Like, when he came out and destroyed his little puttock and screamed, that was like a terrifying scream because I was like, he sounds like a train. And I've been living by trains like my whole life. I was like, that sounds worse than the trains. And it was just awful because I'm like, all the other dinosaurs have like normal monster roars. This one sounds like a train. It's horrible.
No.
Sarah, what movie did you see first in the movie theaters? Also, like Nick, too many to...
I have no idea. It had to have been a Disney movie with my parents too.
Yeah, I mean, that's a safe bet. I also saw Toy Story in the movie theater because I remember my parents
Toy
see
Story is
commercials.
97? 90...
Maybe 95,
No. Is it
96, something like
95?
that. It was in the mid-90s.
I thought it was 97.
I remember my parents
Maybe.
were just like, look at how good that movie looks. And then you could just see it. And it's like, oh my God, that looks amazing. And then as a kid, sitting there watching this amazing movie before me, I was like, yeah. Little fat Nick is like, oh my God, this is the greatest movie in the world.
Oh my God.
I didn't sound like that.
You might have.
I
They
might
don't-
have,
They
yeah.
don't know. And I don't know either.
I was a little butterball back then.
No.
I'm Googling the Toy Story thing.
Okay. The first movie on deck that we need to talk about is a movie called Guns Akimbo. And this movie stars Daniel Radcliffe, and it follows a guy who relies on his newly acquired gladiator skills to save his ex-girlfriend from a bunch of kidnappers. So, what did y'all think about this one?
I was asleep.
I know, and I kept poking you to wake up, and you said, I'm awake. And
Oh,
was
I
like,
did? Shit.
Yes, you did.
I legit woke up for Fast 9.
And I kept telling you to sit up, and you wouldn't. God, like, I know what I'm talking about. I know how you are when you lay down.
But are you sure you were asleep? You even touched him. You were like, I got this.
And then, like, 10 seconds later, her eyes would be closed. Because I'm watching the trailer. I can't just...
No, I legit woke up. Like, I didn't know you were here, Manuel, until in the middle of Fast 9.
Wow, Sarah.
No.
God.
But she was awake.
I know. I poked her awake, and she just doesn't... This is one of those things, like, if she passes out on the couch, and I'm watching a movie, and it's time for us to, like, move to the bedroom to go to bed, she doesn't... Half the time, she doesn't even remember I woke you up, I walked you to the bedroom, and you fell asleep again. She's just like, I went to sleep on the couch, I woke up in bed.
Wow.
That's the type of person that she is.
That's kind of cool.
I know, because if I was woken up to move from the couch to the bed, I'd remember.
Yeah.
Because I'd be like, wait, did that happen? Pretty sure that happened. But her, she's just like, I don't know how that happened. It happened. I'm sorry.
I don't care.
That's so interesting.
I know, she just loves her sleep. Okay, so Manuel, you saw Guns Akimbo.
What stuck out to me was that it was a Saban film.
Yeah.
Saban.
Yeah. The people behind the Power Rangers,
What do they have? Why are they making movies? Or are they just like, hey, we're just gonna become a studio?
I mean, they might as well, yeah.
So, but it has nothing to do with toys or like a show that they had, or
No. I think this type of property would be way too violent to try to push on the kids.
okay. I'm interested in the storyline. Like, okay, tell me what are the guidelines? What are the rules? What he can and cannot do? You know, but it doesn't seem that interesting to me.
Yeah.
you
It
know?
kind of feels like, I don't know why I'm thinking like Death Race 2000 along with Crank
Yeah. Yeah.
and Bullet to the Head, I think is what the other one.
I've
They
never
have-
seen that one.
No, maybe it's not Bullet to the Head. What is the movie where...
You're good with Crank.
Yeah, it's... I don't know. There's another... It's not like John Wick where there's like a bunch of ridiculous gunfights all the time.
Oh, then you mean Matrix?
No, it wasn't Matrix. Anyway, I don't know. This seems like a dirty type of movie. Daniel Radcliffe looks pretty rough,
Yeah,
but he's got guns screwed onto his hands.
That was like, are they fully loaded the whole time, or once he's out of bullets, like he can't really reload? Because
That's a really good question. I don't know.
that's why I'm like, I want to know the rules of this, of how this works, like the in and out.
Yeah,
Anyway,
because when you got your hands in the guns, you got to pop the clips out. You can't.
you
do
can't
that.
pop the clips and you can't reload.
Yeah.
So unlimited bullets the whole time, and
Sure.
if it's not, then just shoot out the bullets, and then nobody's in danger.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I'm sure those questions would be answered, but maybe it would be the type of movie which is like, you know what? It's more fun if we don't answer these questions. Everyone has unlimited bullets. Okay, well, since Sarah also slept through the next trailer, what about Free Guy? Now, this movie stars Ryan Reynolds, Taika Waititi, and Jodie Comer, and follows a bank teller who discovers that he's actually an NPC inside a brutal open-world video game.
Okay, so that's what it is. Okay,
Yeah.
well, I was very confused. I'm like, what year is this in, or what's happening? But okay, he's in the video game.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So think he is a bank teller in a random street in the city that lives in Grand Theft Auto 5.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that makes more sense now, and I don't like the title.
Free guy?
Yeah. What?
Well, his name is Guy.
Yeah.
So what does free have to do with it?
He is a non-playable character in this world, so when he chooses to not do what the game has programmed him to do, it's like, you will be a bank teller and only a bank teller. And then one day he's like, no, I'm going to do this.
I'm gonna be
So
a
now
hero.
he's technically free, and his name is Guy.
Oh, free.
So he's Free Guy.
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
I don't like it.
Okay, Sarah, I know we saw this movie in the theater, this trailer in the theater when we went to go see the Fox,
Bombshell.
the Fox News movie Bombshell. So I know you've at least seen this one.
Yeah,
Did you like what you saw in the theater?
of course I did. It's Ryan Reynolds.
Oh yeah, it is Ryan Reynolds.
He's so handsome.
But are you into this over-the-top stupidity of the chaos of a video game portrayed in the real
Sure.
world?
Yeah, I thought it was funny.
I remember hearing about this movie before I even saw the trailer, and I thought to myself, how are they going to translate what I just read visually and have the general audience get it? Because once I read what I expected, I knew I was going to get it. But like the next person who doesn't play video games at all, would they understand that, oh, he's in a video game? Because it's not portrayed that way. He's living in like the real world. And then it's just a bunch of CG hookery all around him. And man, it looks like a lot of fun.
It does.
Manuel, have you found what year Lion King came out?
It was Toy Story, and it was 95.
Oh, okay.
Lion King was, I'm pretty sure, 93, but no, I have not. It is like 2019. That's funny.
Okay.
94.
Okay, so I was 7 when I saw The Lion King. And then 5, and then I was 8 when I saw Toy Story.
I saw The Lion King when I was 8 then. Yeah, so, but I didn't see it in the movies. I just saw it on VHS.
Damn it. And
That
you
was
know
my
what?
life.
My parents didn't take me to see any Ninja Turtles movies in theaters.
No.
That's a
They
damn
did
shame.
enough. You saw The Lion King in the movies.
It's like, do you really think they're going to
See,
sit
they
through
loved
that?
you enough.
My first movie was Hocus Pocus, and it was in Mexico.
Brilliant.
Wow.
So I don't even think it was like when it was out. I think it was already. Oh wait, if it was in the movies, I don't know. Mexico replays movies. It's not like only what's brand new.
That's wild that of all things, Hocus Pocus would have been your first movie in theater.
Hocus Pocus, and then the blood that the Leonardo DiCaprio movie with that old lady, the blood that connects us or something. I don't know. Yeah, that movie. Oh, because of my aunts. That's what they wanted to watch.
Critters 3?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. And then Titanic, which I saw boobs. And when I saw it, I wasn't like, awesome. I was like, I should not be seeing this. Is this okay?
I didn't see Titanic in theaters, and that was, I think I saw it twice. That was a hard movie to watch.
Wait, what? Why?
Because I was a kid, and
You
what,
like
that came
boobs?
out like 97 or something like that? When did that movie come out?
Titanic for sure's got to be 98. But
Okay.
it's probably 97.
All right, so I was like roughly 11 when that movie came out. Okay, so the movie is fun and happy-go-lucky, but then when it goes down, like it gets real quick in that movie.
Titanic is 97.
And it gets heartbreaking too. And I'm just not cool with seeing that type of violence towards people, like when they really just like legitimately don't have a chance. It also had a problem when I saw the movie Pearl Harbor, when those guys are trapped in the set.
Oh.
Like that's hard to watch. Like that genuinely is hard.
What is harder, Titanic
It's different.
or?
It's different from like watching Saving Private Ryan because you're in a war. This type of stuff happens. But like when you're trapped in something and there's no way out. Like I have a problem with that, and I'm not cool with getting through that.
Yeah. What was harder?
So as a kid, watching that stuff happen in front of me, I thought this is gonna mess me up. And it was hard. Like I was already scared of water because of Jaws, and Titanic didn't help matters.
I being in the ocean, it doesn't freak me out. I just don't want to be because it's of so much unknown.
Yeah.
There's so much unknown. If you can't see your legs, you can't I don't know if something's coming or what. Like it just maybe I do freak out
Sarah, do you have any fears of the ocean?
internally.
I don't like boats.
Really?
So Ewing Maybe I was on the Titanic. I don't know. Because I don't like boats.
Wow.
For that very reason. Well, no. I just don't like boats because it's always the people that are not conscious about their health. So disease spreads faster on a cruise ship.
Yeah.
And you're fucking stuck there until you dock.
Okay.
Sometimes the captain can, cause a wreck.
Well, okay. Yeah.
And I know this happened in Italy, but that one cruise ship or boat tipped over.
Oh, man. I remember that a couple years ago.
So, yeah. And
Remember?
now,
Oh, yeah.
I think a person with the coronavirus was on a cruise ship.
Oh, my God.
So I'm just, nope.
How have they not made a zombie movie taking place on a ship?
Because they're waiting for you, honey.
Maybe they have.
Write the book.
You know what? What the answer deep down I was hoping you to see is like, I don't like boats. And it's all because of Speed 2, Cruise Control. Once I saw that movie, I was done.
I haven't seen Speed 2.
I'm sure there's a lot of people who haven't seen Speed 2. Have you seen Speed 2?
I also have to say that it's about a boat.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sandra Bullock came back, and I'm sure she regrets it. But yeah.
she's back, and she's got miscongeniality like the banner.
Oh, my God. The last trailer on deck is Fast and Furious 9. This movie stars Vin Diesel, Michelle Rodriguez, John Cena, and the rest of the crew. And a plot, according to IMDb, they didn't have one up, so it's unknown. But we did see the trailer. Looks like Dom has a kid with Letty, and he gets kidnapped? Is that what we...
He gets captured. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, what is the...
It looks like they're all captured, though, and he's trying to save them, but then also gets captured.
Yeah, what is the name of the lady that was in Bombshells? That's also in this? She's like the bad guy?
Charlize.
Yeah, it looks like Charlize Theron is not above kidnapping children. I'm assuming she's the one that's kidnapped the child.
Yeah.
You know, in the grand scheme of being a bad guy, that's a real dick move. Like, seriously. You could have kidnapped Letty, like, at the supermarket and been like, I have the love of your life. But it's like, I'm going to kill this boy who had nothing to do with anything.
That was a boy?
Well, I don't know. I think it's a boy. No, it was a girl. I don't know.
It looked like a girl.
It might have been a girl. I don't know. But yeah, kidnapping a kid, dick move.
Tell that to the... Never mind.
Wow.
Never mind. So the movie with Dom's brother and John Cena playing that, how realistic is that? Did they ever mention something? And obviously they left that open because otherwise they wouldn't do something impossible. Oh wait, this is Fast 9. Yes, they would. Han is back, and there's airplanes with magnets receiving. Anyway.
No, that wasn't Han.
That wasn't Han?
No, that wasn't Han.
Who was that?
That was the drag king from Tokyo Drift.
At the very end.
Well, no, from the very beginning of the movie.
No, at the end of the trailer. I meant.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
That's
That was not Han, no.
What is his name?
I just remember him as being the drag king. Like, he was the top guy
The
for
top,
drag.
the one that was
Yeah.
dead, but apparently, obviously, not dead. For
no,
the sake of the movie.
died. He never died.
My understanding is this guy's coming back from the dead.
No, that's not Han. Han already did that in one movie, and that's what fucking annoyed me.
And then Letty
Fast and
apparently did it
Furious.
in a movie.
No,
Like-
no, not him being Han. Just this guy did not escape death.
Oh, I don't even know who this character is.
He's from
the
Tokyo.
way this character is edited into the trailer. I took it as this is a character that from a previous movie had died.
Yeah.
Did he really? All right.
And that's just that was my takeaway. And I don't know anything about this franchise.
I don't either. After the second one, I was like, this is getting ridiculous. When did you know the Fast and Furious movies were getting ridiculous?
When
Honestly.
I saw the trailer to the second movie and there were CG cars, I said I'm done. And then they did drifting.
No, ridiculous. Not
That
that
was
you
it.
didn't like.
No, that was
Drift
it.
King, thank you.
That was it. When I saw the trailer for the second movie way back when, and I saw that they were CGing the cars to do stunts, I said, no. You're betraying what the franchise is already built on, which was real stunt guys.
was one
doing
movie.
I know. And for them to like chicken out and take, let's CG the cars to do whatever we want. It's like, no. I can't support this because I want to see real cars do real stunts. And then they went and their answer was, let's go drifting. And I was like, God damn it, drifting is a fad. Why are you doing this? And then they brought the original cast, and I've only seen 1 and 4. And then they killed Letty, and I was like, how dare you? And then in part 5, apparently she was like not dead, and I'm like, how dare you? Like, I watched her die.
I wish I could go back in time and test you on this. I don't think you're telling the truth.
But I didn't watch part 2. I didn't watch 3, and then after I was slapped in 4, I was like, I'm done. But I did see Hobbs and Shaw, and that was genuinely a fun movie. Yeah, The Rock is not in this movie
No, because John is.
because Vin Diesel doesn't Vin Diesel have.
Well, they've had beef.
They've had
but-
beef.
but-
Oh, and Tyrese has beef with Dwayne.
Right, but The Rock is not in the movie because The Rock doesn't want to be in the movie.
Okay, now I'm pissed because it is Han.
Oh, that is
He's
Han.
fucking dead.
Of course he's dead. Letty was dead.
What the fuck is wrong with these people? I really thought it was Brian T, the guy that was the Drift
Oh
King.
my god.
So okay, I was delirious for
Yeah.
the trailer. It's
But no,
fucking Han.
your answer is genuine, and I appreciate that. Because you're feeling what I felt in like the Resident Evil movies. I was like, I watched you die. Oh, you're a clone. That's cool. But
Oh,
I'm
this
assuming
was a
that these
dream.
aren't clones. Somehow this Han fella escaped death.
Tokyo Drift was just a dream.
Oh my god.
But then he died in another
But
movie.
they did meet.
This character's so awful he died twice
Yes.
and he still lived. Wow. Does that make him better or worse?
That's just bad writing.
I'm
It's not even his
When
fault.
you get to 9, technically this is part 10, but 9 and
Ew,
the number.
Cardi B is in this movie.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
did you guys watch Bad Boys?
No, she actually needs to see 1 and 2.
I didn't watch 1 and 2, and I saw 3 because the boys like car movies. They
You've never seen 1 and
action. No,
Manual.
it never attracted me. But they like the action movies or whatever. And I
Yeah.
told them, hey, so which one do you guys want to watch? And I played 7 trailers, like hoping they would choose either one of the thrillers or one of the ones about a haunting or something. They were like, nope. Bad Boys 3. Didn't even think about it. Once I was done, I was like, so which one? And they had almost already said Bad Boys 3. And then when I was done, they still said Bad Boys 3. So I was like, okay, we have an hour and a half, so I guess let's watch Bad Boys 2.
Wow.
So we watched most of Bad Boys 2. We didn't even finish it, and then we had to go to movies.
Did you enjoy Bad Boys 2?
It was okay.
Yeah,
it was
it's
okay.
pretty ridiculous.
Bad Boys 3, the reason I brought it up was because of Cardi B. DJ Khaled is in Bad Boys 3, and I thought he was just going to be in there saying, another one or something.
Yeah.
No, he played a character. He was like a chef? I don't know, a butcher. And who does meat or something, and he did pretty good.
Okay. Was he not like obnoxious?
He was, but he played his role. It was good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It was just funny to okay, he can do something.
Yeah. Well, all right. So you guys know that I've been marching through a bunch of horror movie franchises that have a lot of installments. And then when I saw Fast 9, the trailer on the Super Bowl, okay. So there's technically 10 of these things because Hobbs and Shaw is part of the canon of the Fast and Furious. So here are I'm going to run through a bunch of franchises that Fast and Furious has passed, tied with, and is catching up to. All right, and I don't know. You guys might be stunned as how many fucking franchises have this many movies, and there's a lot of movies that I'm not even mentioning.
There wasn't even supposed to be a Fast 9, right? Like it was supposed to stop at Fast 8 or 7. Which one had Paul dying?
Dying? I don't know. That was like 3 movies ago.
No, he doesn't. Does he die in the movie? He does.
He rode off into the sunset. He didn't die.
Okay, right.
Yeah, and I guess that was supposed to be what.
So then
Dude,
Paul
it should have
comes.
ended at 5.
When I saw 4, I was like, I didn't watch it. I just saw the trailer. I was like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Then I watched 5 because The Rock was in it, and I was like, "Yep, this is more ridiculous than I thought it was."
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, the Fast and Furious has passed Tremors with 6, Terminator. There's 6 diehards. I thought there was
hold on.
5.
How many Terminators are there? I've lost count.
There's 6 of them.
There is 6.
The
right?
problem is that once you get past 3, they're not numbered anymore.
'Cause
Oh wait,
if
no.
there's only
1,
6
2, Rise of the Machines, Salvation, Genesis, the new one. Oh no, there's 6. That's it. And then 2
Which one was
seasons
Genesis
of the
5?
yeah. Genesis was the last one from like 2017 or something.
Salvation.
Okay, so no, my number is right. Okay, and then you got 6 diehards. Don't even ask me what the names of those are.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, they're Lord of the Ring and The Hobbit. There's only 6 of those. There are 6 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies. That's pretty impressive, actually. There are 7 Transformers movies, and this includes the animated one from the early 90s, late 80s.
And Bumblebee?
Yeah, that includes Bumblebee. There are 7 Transformers movies. There are 8 Batman movies. Now, this includes the one 1960s one that stars Adam West, the 2 Tim Burtons, the 2 Joel Schumachers, and the 3 Christopher Nolan ones.
And what about the animated ones?
Fuck. There's like the Sub-Zero and Mask of the Phantasm that I at least know of.
You didn't fucking do your research, right?
I did do research.
I'm
okay.
ashamed of you.
Fine, there's 10 Batman movies, including 2 animated ones. But we're not going to count all those DC straight-to-movie animated ones.
No.
Mask of the Phantasm
Those
and
Christmas
Sub-Zero.
specials?
The Sub-Zero, those 2 that that came out when the original animated show was on, those at least went to theaters. So I'm going to count those. Those are 10 Batman movies.
Oh, wasn't there a Lego Batman that
Fuck,
went
there's
to
a
the
Lego
theaters?
Batman. What is wrong with the internet? Because I was like, let me go check. And I was like, yeah. And I forgot about the 60s one. Fuck. Okay. But I'm not counting the DCEU Batmans because that's their own thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's 8 movies that counts Wonder Woman, the next one. So there's 8 movies in the DCEU.
And Catwoman is not part of this, right?
No, Catwoman is not part of anything.
Okay.
You talking about the Halle Berry one?
I was.
No, she was not tied to anything. Have y'all seen that movie?
No.
Man,
Yes.
You saw Catwoman?
Why?
Okay,
I
do
loved
tell.
Halle Berry as Catwoman.
Well, did
She
you
was
see?
hot.
Did you see Gothica?
She was hot.
I did see Gothica. I love that movie too.
What other movie has she done where it was just like, what? What are you doing?
Halle?
Because I want to say Catwoman and Gothica came out like around the same time.
What is Halle in Gothica?
Man,
She's married to the doctor. She's trying to figure out. Fuck. She does get admitted because she's. She's seeing this spirit of a girl, and the girl's trying to help her figure out like who murdered her. And spoiler, but it's been well over 10 years, so get over it. It was her husband. Her husband had this S&M kind of vibe to him.
ooh.
So I don't know, he was a murderer. So then he did end up trying to kill her because when she found out, and it was just a trip. But they were trying to make it seem like she was going crazy, and because she was a doctor too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a mind trip because she's seeing this dead girl, and it's totally out of their logical way of thinking.
Is
I don't
Robert
know
Downey
about
Jr.
you.
in this movie too?
In
Yeah.
Gothica?
Damn, Robert
Yeah.
Jr. is in Gothica.
That's her friend.
Dude, he straight up looks like a creep.
Yeah, but it wasn't him.
Oh, okay. Well, could have fooled me. Did fool me because I just look at him like, yeah, he's the killer.
I do think he has feelings for her. I think that's why he came off creepy.
Probably. Shockingly, there is not a Gothica 2. How?
There doesn't need to be
There's an American Psycho 2. How is there not a Gothica 2?
because it wasn't good enough for a number 2.
So Kate's not in this movie?
Kate Beckinsale
No.
in Gothica?
Yeah.
Not that I mean, I don't know. It's been years.
Who am I thinking of where she's like a vampire?
Oh, that's Underworld. There's 5 of those. And it didn't make the list because I wanted at least a minimum of 6. And I was like, oh, Underworld doesn't make the count. There are 8 Saw and Jigsaw movies. That's a shocker.
8.
There's also 8 Chucky movies. This also includes the new one that came out last year.
Child's Play.
Yeah, Child's Play. Yeah. There's 8 Leprechauns. 8 Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies.
Remind me again about the Leprechaun. There's Leprechaun in the Hood, and then there's Back to the Hood, right?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And remember, Back to the Hood is the better one. And probably like the best one since part 1.
When they're back. Oh my god.
Part 2 is okay. 3 is in Las Vegas and it's just eh.
They
4,
liked it so much they had to go back.
Dude, part 4 in space is the shits. God. And then they go to the Hood, which is also the shits, but Back to the Hood was pretty good.
Oh my god.
So yeah, there's 8 Texas Chainsaw Massacres.
And those aren't even parts. It's just a redo, right?
Yeah, you got like the original 4, which is 1 and 2, Leatherface, and then the Next Generation, and then you get the remake, and then you get the beginning, which is the prequel to the remake, and then there's Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw, and what the fuck am I missing? I'm missing one on the shelf somewhere, but like there's 8 of these. Yeah.
Texas Chainsaw Origins.
Hoy, Police Academy. There's 8 of those, and
Wow.
but there's technically 9 of them, but part 9 is not considered part of the group because it was made in Russia, and they just numbered it, and it's like Policia Academy, like whatever, like what is Russian for academy, and then there's like a number 9. And I saw the artwork, And I was like, oh my God, this is a thing. The balls on them to number this thing Part 9 instead of just remaking it.
What is the problem?
Well, I guess there's not really a problem, but the other 8...
Sounds like there's a problem.
The other 8 movies were central in America and have nothing to do with Russia. Although there was Part 7 that was the mission to Moscow.
Everything's about Russia. Shut the
There was also a TV show for 1 season of Police Academy.
Ew.
A TV show.
A TV show. And that's what really shocked me. I was like, oh my God. How would you... Why? Ugh. And then there's talk that they want to remake or reboot Police Academy. There are 9...
It's coming back.
There's 9 Nightmare on Elm Street movies.
Does that include Jason?
Yeah, this includes Freddy vs. Jason.
Okay.
Yeah. And then there's 9 Resident Evil movies. There's 6 live action and then 3 CG animated movies. There's also 9 Planet of the Apes. And these are movies, franchises that Fast and Furious has passed. Because they got 10.
Yeah.
And so now, here are 3 franchises that are tied. Children of the Corn, Hellraiser, and Harry Potter and the Fantastic Beasts. That I could think of off the top of my head. So now...
Because they had 2 Fantastics, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So now I'm going to talk about movies that have passed Fast and Furious. So Halloween is at 11 right now. And Part 12 is going to come out later this year. Star Wars has 11.
Hold on. There's another Halloween?
Mm-hmm. This one's going to be Halloween Kills.
But is it with...
Jamie Lee Curtis?
Is it?
Mm-hmm. Pretty much like everyone that was in the last one is coming back to... They're going to do a trilogy. So they got the one already out. They're going to do this one. And then the next one will be Halloween Ends, I think is what it's going to be called.
Halloween the finale.
And Sarah's like, nope. No.
The series finale.
God.
This guy is not a superhuman. He was just a regular kid that had a mental problem and was okay with killing his sister naked. Uh-huh. Then all of a sudden now he wants to kill his fucking babysitter after all these years and he doesn't die ever?
When you're evil, Sarah.
No, I thought it was retard straight. Like no, not that he is slow or anything like that, but I think it's like that where he's a little special. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you could say retard strength for a lack of a better way of describing it. I say he's evil. It's a good...
No,
is it
he's
okay
just a psychopath.
Yes.
And that helps him too, right?
No, that does not make you invincible.
I'm going to need you to take a little bit of the sass out of your voice.
We just watched Don't F with Cats. By the way, that's an update.
Oh.
And this motherfucker, if anybody wanted attention just like Michael Myers, it's this guy, and you always end up getting caught.
I don't think Michael Myers was looking for attention. He just wanted to
Apparently.
He just wants to kill Laurie. That's all he wants to do.
No, he wants fucking attention.
She is the one that got away. And he can't have that.
He's just not pretty like the Don't F with Cats guy.
No, Michael was a pretty ugly fella. Well, now he's older. He could have been a handsome devil. I don't know.
Is it okay to say retard?
I mean,
No.
we keep saying don't go full retard. You never go full retard.
You never go full retard.
Stop it.
What did the Black Eyed Peas replace retard with?
Oh,
let's
get it started instead of let's get retarded.
Yeah. So then, it's let's get it started strength.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never heard Michael Myers be described as he has crazy let's get it started strength.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see where you're coming from, but he also has like an incredible tolerance to pain. Because remember in the last movie, he grabbed that barrel of the shotgun. She pulled the trigger, blew away his 2 fingers. Not a sound. I mean, he might have grunted, but it's like, bro, you just lost 2 of your fingers, man.
But you can hold it in. Like,
yeah.
I sliced my head open with an axe and calm and control.
Also, at the end of the movie, he was in a basement and like had nowhere to go, and they lit the house on fire.
That is why I was like, wait, there's another one?
Yeah.
So fucking stupid.
I'm gonna need you to calm down.
It shows like a scene where he's like running out of the house on fire, and he starts stop and roll, and he gives a thumbs up.
You know, the crazy thing is that I have been through every up and down through the Halloween franchise, and it's like my one and only. Like, I love the Halloween franchise.
I do too.
And like when they killed Michael at H2O and she cut off his head with that axe, I was like, fuck yeah! And then when they did Resurrection, they gave us that shitty explanation as to how he lived, and I was like, fuck you, man. I feel betrayed. But before
they really thought that was going to be it.
Yeah, they did. And then before that, Michael 4, 5, and 6, he's part of like this Thorn cult and all that, which I thought was just totally stupid. I'm like, okay, so you're a puppet to all of these cultists? That kind of sucks because you're supposed to just be evil.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. So yeah, I've been through a lot. So whatever explanation they give me that he survived a burning house, I'd be like,
it started.
It could be worse. You could be in space. But thank God you haven't done that. But Fast and Furious might go to space.
Dude, they're headed to space. If you saw this trailer, they're headed to space. 10 or 11 will be about in
fucking
space.
Car with a rocket for whatever reason on the back of it. And Tyrese is like, I'm going to drive that thing.
Yeah, he's in a Dodge whatever or a Mustang and it's strapped to a rocket.
Oh my
He's like, I'm going to save the world.
So there are 12 Friday the 13th movies.
There's one more coming out, right?
No, shockingly no.
Which one was the last one?
They want to keep adding to this franchise, but it always like falls by the wayside. The only one, the newest one, was the remake from several years back.
But what was it called? It's Friday again?
It was just Friday the 13th. Before that, it was Freddy vs. Jason.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Puppet Master stands at 13, and the 14th is in production right now.
Yeah.
So I came across Puppet Master on my shelf over there. I totally forgot I had 9 movies of Puppet Master in one DVD set, and so I opened it the other day.
And it was HD DVD.
How do you think, the both of you, how do you think that this whatever company put 9 Puppet Masters in this DVD set, Sarah?
I don't know.
You don't know, Manuel? You have an idea?
What company did it, or
I don't
what
know.
did they do?
I don't know who the fuck put the DVD together.
Oh, Full Moon created Puppet Master, though.
It's a 2-disc, and 5 movies are on one disc, and 4 are on the other. And they're not double-sided discs. That would have been the sensible thing to do.
Double-sided, right?
They're not. So you've got 5 movies on one side of a DVD.
HD DVD.
No, I wish. They would have at least had a decent track. Can you imagine the compression and the poor image quality that you get when you compress a movie? Nonetheless, 2 movies.
It's the only DVD you put into your DVD player that goes, like you feel like the Xbox is moving.
I'm actually afraid to stick it in my Xbox. Yeah. I don't know what my Xbox will do. Like there's like a screen that pops up on the TV and my Xbox is just looking at me like, are you fucking serious? You have put some shit in my disk drive. How dare you?
We're going to eject this one, and if you put it back in, so help me. And it just says that, so help me.
So help me, I will red ring myself. Yeah, that's how they do it. Yeah, the nerve of this company. I was like, God, y'all are fucking cheap. There are 13 Star Trek movies.
Yay.
There is also 13 X-Men movies. This counts the New Mutants movie coming out later this year. But there are 14 Land Before Times.
Wow.
I remember that.
Yeah, I remember when there was only 3 of those things.
Yeah.
And I thought, this is enough.
Yeah.
Clearly, I was wrong. Now, I'm not entirely sure about Dragon Ball Z. When I looked into it, I found websites that said 18 movies to 23 movies, but I was able to look at a list of like the seasons and where the movie stood. I was able to count 21 Dragon Ball Z movies, and this also includes the live-action movie. Which was,
you could have just asked Zachary Mars.
Yeah, but off the top of the head, they wouldn't have known numerically, hey, how many Dragon Ball movies are there?
You'd be surprised.
They'd probably be like, there's at least 10, but, and then they'd have to rattle off like titles.
Oh, okay.
How many did you say there were?
21
Dragon Ball Z?
Dragon Ball Z movies.
Let me verify.
There's also 23 Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. So Fast and Furious is, they're catching up. Yeah, doing pretty good. Pokemon is 23. 007 has 24 right now, and 25 is coming out later this year.
Boom.
There is a British franchise. It's a comedy series called Carry On, and there are 30 movies of that franchise. That was staggering to me. And when I looked into them, it's like Carry On Cowboy, Carry On whoever, Carry On blah, 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 or Keep Carrying On. It's a clever...
So that's where that little phrase came from.
Yeah, it's a cute little name for a franchise, and they're just spoofs on, I don't know what it is. And, God damn it. And they ran all the way up to 1992, and then it stopped. But the one franchise that I was able to find and sift through, the Pink Panther has a bunch of them. Godzilla is still like the top. He has 35 movies in his whole catalog.
He's the king.
Yeah, Godzilla is the king. Carry On is the closest thing, but they stopped They haven't made a movie since '92, so I don't know if they're going to keep doing that.
Dang, man.
I'm listening to Dua Lipa, Don't Start Now, and she says, don't start caring about me now. So when you say that, it like I want to audibly say it out loud, caring now. I know it doesn't make any sense to you, but anyway, for those of you who know the song, it's just funny how she says carrying.
Yeah. Okay.
Me now.
All right. So, can y'all, off the top of y'all's head, can y'all think of any other franchises that have at least 6 installments that I may have missed? It's like The Wizard of Oz. It's like, yeah, there's part 2, and then there's Back to Oz, and then there's Oz Up and Coming, and I'm like, what?
Paranormal has 6.
And then The Wiz.
There is 6 paranormal movies. I am so sorry.
You're so disrespectful.
Yeah, it was fucked up, honey.
Oh my God! Really?
Yeah.
Y'all gonna hold that against me?
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
fine. There are 6. You want me to add into my notes? Is it even an honorable mention?
Yeah, yes, you should.
I should and this whole time I'm like, am I missing something? What am I missing? I don't know if it was the Paranormal Activities, but I did miss
something
it.
tingling.
Yeah, and I think the how many Pirates of the Caribbeans are there?
Oh, there's more than...
Are there 6?
Yeah, right?
There's at least 3, and then there's the 4th one, which ruined the 3, and then there's like a sequel to that one, so there's at least 5.
I never saw them, so if y'all saw them, y'all should know.
1, 2, and 3 are pretty good. Once you get beyond that, it kind of undoes what they did.
Is number 6 good?
That I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
You're
If
like,
there
I
was
know.
a 6, I never saw it. In some non-news news, a Philadelphia Flyers mascot, Gritty, has been cleared of assault charges on a child. So that's the picture. That's the picture that I sent you guys.
Grady's hitting kids?
Gritty has been absolved of any wrongdoing after allegations arose that he punched the 13-year-old boy during a November game at the Fargo Center. The Philadelphia Police Department gave a statement stating, quote, "The investigation has been completed and is no longer active. It was determined the individual portraying the Flyers mascot did not constitute physical assault as alleged." This all started when Chris Greenwell, a ticket holder, filed a report stating that his son Brandon playfully patted Gritty on his head after a photo during a meet and greet and was then punched by the mascot, quote, "as hard as he could." The young boy was allegedly diagnosed with a back bruise as a result from the punch.
Wow.
So take a long look at that face of that mascot.
No, bro.
And tell me if he would punch a kid.
Yeah, knowing that there's another face under that face, you know. I mean, the picture makes it look like, you know, he's getting it started, you know.
Oh, okay. Went to go look and I was like, because it's a funny picture. The picture that they chose to put on this news article, I was like, that's it. I'm taking that.
It was quite creepy.
Oh, and me and Sarah had a discussion like, what is Gritty? Do you have any idea what he could be?
No, I thought he was he looks like a bear, kind of. No, what am I thinking?
I don't know what you're thinking.
I'm
He's an
think-
orange something or other.
I'm thinking of Sully from Monsters
What
Inc.
Monsters Inc. All right. Well, Sarah, you're up. What do you have? You have a story about pole dancing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what do you have?
It has been officially recognized as a proper sport and now wants to make it into the Olympics. Yeah.
That is stunning.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Who's the ambassador? J-Lo?
No.
If y'all saw Hustlers, y'all know why.
So, campaigner Katie Coates, she's 41, finally won her 11-year fight after the Global Association of International Sports Federation confirmed the activity would now be classed as a professional sport last week.
So, should we expect this to be immediately thrust into this year's games?
No, I don't think
They're
so.
like, oh, it'll take like 3 years of litigation before it can make it into the games. Like, fuck you.
I admire people who can do that. That stuff's hard.
It is
Not
hard.
only does it look hard, I bet it is
Yeah.
tremendously hard.
If they ever think that the Olympics are failing in ratings,
At pole dancing.
you put pole dancing in, them ratings are going to spike.
So in 2009, the International Pole Sports Federation was officially launched with Katie as the president, and they held their first World Championships in 2012 to coincide with the Olympics.
What does the World Championships of pole dancing even look like?
I don't know.
I feel like that's something we should YouTube and just be like, what is it like? You know, ice skating where they just perform during a song and you do it like as art. Can it move you to tears and stuff like that? Like, I want to see this.
Val Venus is the CFO.
So, looking to the future, Katie hopes that pole sports will become a member of the International Olympic Committee, which they have applied for, and then one day become an Olympic sport. Quote, the Olympic Committee work in 8-year cycles, so it won't be next Olympics or the one after, but who knows? Like skateboarding, they snuck that in quietly for 2020.
Skateboarding is going to be in the games this year?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's actually dope.
I know, right?
Okay, cool.
That's kind of cool.
That's funny. That's funny how they worded it. They snuck in skateboarding.
Yeah.
All right. Manuel, what do you want to talk about?
Do you guys remember when Donald Trump did the state of the... he addressed the states, he addressed the nation last time? And there was an iconic picture of Nancy Pelosi like clapping her hands like very sarcastically towards him, like. Oh
yeah, and she was standing over his shoulder. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't remember the context, but I remember seeing her clapping like, this is a formality. Mm-hmm. I really just like wish I could punch you.
She was doing it sarcastic. She was doing like, good job, look at you, you read off the prompt or whatever.
You're presidenting, aren't you, Trump?
They addressed the union again today. They did. Trump talked today to the states, and something else happened.
His fly was down the whole time.
No. So he hands over the notes to the vice president, Mike. And then he gives the notes to Pelosi, and Pelosi goes to shake his hand, and he just turns around, like ignores her. And she goes, oh, okay. I guess that's what's happening. So then as soon as he was done with his notes, as soon as he was done addressing the nation, she grabs, while the camera's on them, she knows it's time, she grabs the notes and she starts ripping them. Puts them sideways, rips them, puts those down, grabs the other ones, rips them, puts them down, grabs the other one sideways, rips them, just keeps ripping them. And then the camera went off, and then...
Wow. I remember hearing today earlier about someone ripping notes at a podium involving maybe not the president, but I was like, okay, like what's the big deal about ripping them? I'm guessing for historical purposes they would like to keep those notes.
I mean, just a copy. Those were just a copy. That was her copy. She was ripping up. Oh, but it's saying a statement like, okay, you're about to be impeached or not impeached and whatever. I hate your guts. Like, this is not important. Like, I don't care what, it's like, it's not important what you had to say tonight.
Wow.
And tomorrow is the vote, which he'll probably be acquitted and everything will be fine. He won't be removed, and Nancy will not have her way.
God damn it. Well, I didn't know that was
Which is probably why she's pissed. Why she ripped the notes.
You think he's going to somehow... I don't know. Ay, goodness gracious.
It would take some Republicans to switch over to the Democrat side and to vote to remove him from office, and there's actually Democrats moving to the Republican side saying that they will vote Republican. They will vote to acquit.
Unless it's the swerve of a lifetime, bro.
Yeah, because everybody thought Joe Biden was going to be, the Democratic nominee to go against Trump, and the Iowa caucus results they're not all out, but right now they gave us a small glimpse at who's up, and it's Sanders and Pete Buttigieg. Biden is trailing.
Well, goddamn.
Do you know who Pete is? Pete?
I don't know anything of what you're saying.
But you know Joe Biden. You've heard of Joe.
I know of him.
Sneaky
I don't know.
Joe.
If you put him in a lineup of people on a wall, I'd be like, they say, pick out Joe Biden. I'd be like...
That's easy, because he looks like Walter.
Like Walter the wrestler?
He'd be pointing at you with one finger and smiling. He'd be like, and winking. He'd be like...
Are you talking about like Walter from Breaking Bad?
Jeff Dunham's Walter.
Oh. I like how she said Walter, and I thought the wrestler.
The UK wrestler?
The UK NXT wrestler, Walter.
No, Walter, that looks grumpy.
He's like, a fifth and final Lethal Weapon movie is in the works at Warner Brothers, with Mel Gibson and Danny Glover set to return.
Wow.
Yeah, I've never seen a Lethal Weapon movie. I wonder if it's any good.
It's been a long time. I don't know why you would.
Open Bionics has partnered with Disney to create covers for their hero arm prosthetics based on Marvel, Star Wars, and Disney movies. Cool. So if you're a child or whatever that you have like a prosthetic arm, this company makes like a slip cover. So if you want an arm like C-3PO or Iron Man or something, they can help you.
The Winter Soldier.
Or the Winter Soldier. That's actually kind of cool. Yeah. And I saw like 2 or 3 prosthetics, and I was like, that's cool.
That is cool.
They're probably like ridiculously expensive. I could not find a price, but I'd imagine a prosthetic arm is expensive. So when you put a slipcover of novelty,
Everything Disney makes, it's expensive. They gotta make some cash to make more Mandalorians.
yeah. A remake of The Thing is in the works at Blumhouse and Universal, which would adapt the lost pages of the classic original novel Who Goes There by John W. Campbell. And I intend to listen to that book sometime this year because I had no idea that it was a book. Yeah, it's about being, you know what The Thing is about. But I guess when they did that remake or that prequel that starred Mary Elizabeth Winstead, I guess they felt like, what do we do? Do we need to remake the original one, or what do we do?
Start fresh.
Did you see that one?
No.
Have you seen The Thing at all? Either of them?
I when I was little, yes.
Ooh, you should probably watch it again.
It's a long time.
When was the last time you saw The Thing?
Within 5 years.
Was it with me?
No.
Like, I feel like I would have showed you The Thing, but...
No, it was my ex.
Oh, okay. Okay, Master Wood skateboard carver Bear Walker has partnered with Pokemon to create 5 limited edition Pokemon-themed skateboards.
Cool.
And before we go, a teen suffers a broken neck after performing oral sex on her birthday. Jennifer Swan celebrated her 17th birthday with friends and family and was informed by her brother that the legal age of consent for sexual activity was 17 years old in Colorado. Under the influence of alcohol, Swan was later convinced by friends to perform oral sex on 17 men, ranging from 16 to 45 years of age, to commemorate her birthday. She said, quote, "I thought it would be fun to do something special for my birthday, something that I would always remember. I'm going public with my story to warn other boys and girls not to try this at home. It is a bad idea and can have serious health repercussions."
It's a bad idea to blow 17 dudes.
Since the incident, Swan has developed swallowing difficulties, bite and jaw deformities, as well as chewing difficulties. She has difficulty closing her mouth, which leads to excessive drooling, and she has trouble holding food in her mouth. She is now a public speaker to warn youth about the dangers of performing extreme oral sex.
How old was she?
She was 17 when she did this.
This is not real.
No, no, it is real, but apparently in Colorado, age of consent is 17 instead of 18. You know,
So she celebrated it, right?
really-
First of all, if you wanted to,
yeah.
where do you get 17 dudes like that? Just like, okay,
I would imagine this was a group of people at her birthday party, and I don't know, man. There are a lot of questions that need to. The questions in my mind had nothing to do with where did you get these people.
where did you get 17? Is this even possible?
No, mine is the fucking 45-year-old that was okay with
Letting
doing
17
that to her.
I mean,
or doing that to him.
she is of legal age. Over
Fuck
there.
that, man.
I was more.
Still, though,
I was
you're-
like,
you're
okay,
45, like, what
I
do you-
guess you're kind. I don't know. Who
Maybe it's
this
the one
person
dude
was.
that was there at the party with everybody else. Everybody else was like 20, 25, 20, but there was one 45 that was like, hey,
when you reach 17 guys at like a party, you're kind of picking at the bare bones at the very end. You're just like, I'm at 15. Oh, Toby, he's here. He's 23.
Just go to your high school bathroom and just hang out in the bathroom. The boys will be like, okay.
But I don't know, man. But
how rough must this have been that she's unable to keep food in her mouth? It just sounds ridiculous.
it does sound ridiculous, and
You don't think a random? Just think of. And I'm not going to say anybody personally, but like somebody sucked dick more than 17 times, or is it that it was 17 in a row?
that's what I'm assuming it was. It was 17 in one sitting, continuously, and I guess that constitutes as being extreme oral sex. But yeah, then you go, okay, there's how crazy was it? Because
it has to be because like
there's different ways to do it. But the way they're making it seem is like this girl was just like, all right, y'all have at it. You know? But also, like, she was told the legal age of consent of sexuality was 17. And she was told this by her brother. And I don't know if the brother told her that before her birthday and she just remembered.
The brother
or
was one of the
if
17.
he told her on the day of her birthday and then she just took that information and went and did whatever she wanted to do.
Oh, I'm sure she didn't just wake up that day and be like, oh, wait, consent for real?
Today's
17?
the day.
Today I sucked dick. No, she sucked dick before. Come on. You don't just never suck dick and then suck 17 in the most horrible way like possible.
I don't know.
And
man.
she's obviously drank before.
Yeah. She was under the influence of alcohol.
That was not consent. That was illegal.
She was drinking a bunch of White Claws or something. Woo!
Bro, they just ran a train on her then. On her mouth.
He told me this. Well, he didn't tell me the story. He just says, I found the story that I just can't believe. and I told him, I have to wait till fucking Tuesday to hear this.
Yes.
But I did tell you I'd forget, and I did.
Oh, you did?
I forgot.
You know, like, it would be the opportune time to tell her when I'm waking her up to move her to the bedroom and be like, hey, I also found this story about this girl that gave 17 blowjobs in a row. And she'd be like, that's nice. She goes to sleep and forgets.
It makes sense that she gave 17 blowjobs on her 17th birthday.
Yeah.
You know, she was like, I can't do 15. I can't do 6. I have to do 17.
You have to do 17.
And maybe that's when, like, Greg next door was, like, getting his mail. And it was like, real quick, Greg, you want to, you know, well, my wife is not here this week. So, wow. You know, and Greg stepped up. 45
There's a lot of different scenarios that just play in your mind. When you hear this, you just, you know, you get the bare bones of, like, whatever this report was. But there was more to this story. And that's the type of stuff that I'm like, how do you end up here?
Also, after she blows the first guy, the second guy knows that hole was just had another penis and their semen. So is that cool? What if you're 17?
If you're 17, man, you don't care. I don't think you care. Well, you might care. I don't know.
Are you thinking like, hey, there was just 16 dicks in this mouth and semen? Like, I don't. What? And you're okay with it? Just to get off?
No offense, but if it ended with a 45-year-old, he don't give a fuck.
No, that's true. Well, Craig I don't know. I don't know what Craig's situation was.
I can't talk about this anymore. It's making me livid.
It's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
Fast 9 ridiculous.
Okay, well, next week we are going to talk about clowns and evil clowns and scary clowns and why people are scared of clowns. Which means also next week we are going to watch the documentary Wrinkles the Clown, which is about an older gentleman who gets hired by
who's
parents.
Number 17 on an unlucky lucky day.
What?
No, nothing.
He is an older gentleman who dresses up as an ugly, evil clown who gets hired by parents of bad children to scare their children.
And he is fucking good at it.
Yeah. I cannot wait to watch this documentary. I hope it holds up because the trailer to it looks awesome. So yeah, next week we're going to talk about everything clowns. His name was Manuel. My name was Nick. Her name was Sarah. Bye.